I opened the shop in 2007, and I think in the 2 or 3 years after I opened, I had certainly 2 accountants, I think. And, they were fine and they served a purpose and did the function that I needed. But I found, or I felt, that I was just a very small part of what was their big business empire. It was a struggle to get through and talk to people, to get answers from things. Always, they were always busy. And I just felt I was not getting fobbed off by other accountants when I had queries, but just getting lost in amongst all of their other work and all the other things that they've got to do. I wasn't really getting anywhere with that. And I kind of sort of think, Jesus, I'm paying you all this money and yeah, you're doing my accounts, but I'm not really happy. And maybe at the time I couldn't even say why. And yeah, I get a much more personal approach. Often Alan would come up here to the shop and have a meeting with me here. Or if he was talking to one of his team, he'd say, listen, go to Cormac's shop, see his shop, see what his business is like. It'll help you to do a better job for him. And when I talk about the pet experience, the guys down there, they know what the shop's like. A lot of them are customers here. So they understand the business better. So they understand me better so that they can give a better service. This year, when the lockdown was happening and things were getting announced, it was pretty crazy. And there were just, there was emails coming out from Alan every day. This is what's happening with the job retention scheme. This is what's happening with furlough. This is what's happening with bounce back loans, with grants. This is what you need to do. If you haven't got a cash flow forecast yet, this is how you do a cash flow forecast. But all the information was there and it was supplied freely, irrespective of whether I was a customer or not. Once a year, I have a sit down meeting with Alan. And I find them really valuable because it's just some time for me to generally go to his office, which I prefer because I get a walk and a different cup of coffee. But we sit down and he'll just ask me questions. How do you think things are going? What do you want to improve? And it just gives me a little moment to just take a step back with somebody who knows the paper side of my business inside out. The bank statements, profit and loss, that's what he does. And I understand some of it. I certainly don't understand all of it. And I can ask him a few questions and, he might plant a seed or, what are you planning in the next couple of years? Those times I find really beneficial because it just gives me a little chance to get a little bit outside the business and look at it from the accountant's point of view, but maybe just give me a different perspective. Or he'll say to me, he goes, where do you think you can cut costs? How do you think you can do that? What do you think of this? What do you think of that? Yes, I would recommend Advoco, and I have done many, many times over the past 10 years or so that I've been with them. The reason I recommend them is they're very approachable, they're very friendly, they're professional. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to accounts, but I have complete faith and trust in them that they do. And every year I'm very pleased when I pay the bill because I know they've done a really, really good job.